Morning world, it's 9 a.m. It's the 23rd of March 2016. It's full moon. It's full moon actually in about, 3 hours from now. And for those astronomical geeks who are out there, yes, it's an absolutely minute partial eclipse. And for those people who are really keen, you may find that the southern 5% of the moon, of the full moon, does very slightly change colour. It's so small. It's not a full moon. It is a full moon. It's not an eclipse. It's so far away from being an eclipse. It's really not relevant. And really, this is just the after shadow, the aftershock of the big total eclipse of the sun a couple of weeks ago. However, the full moon today does have one or two implications. The full moon itself, sure, the moon is opposite the sun. It's also opposite Mercury. No big deal. But there's also a pretty big T-square in the sky. Jupiter is opposite Venus really strongly, and they're both T-square Saturn. Saturn in Sagittarius. This got me thinking. So I decided, okay, it's a quiet full moon, but bearing in mind the events of the last 24, 36 hours, and bearing in mind the situation of the world at the moment, I thought let's have a look at the heliocentric chart. Because as most of you are well aware now, the heliocentric chart shows the true position of the planets viewed from a solar perspective, not from an Earth-based perspective, where there's no retrogrades. I note with interest but Jupiter's at 19/20 degrees of Virgo, 2/3 of the way through Virgo. Uranus is at 20 degrees of Aries, 2/3 of the way through Aries. Neptune is at 9.5 degrees of Pisces, basically 1/3 of the way through Pisces. Even more significantly, Saturn is at 10.5, 11 degrees of Sagittarius, 1/3 of the way through Sagittarius, and Pluto is at 15 degrees of Capricorn, just over halfway through Capricorn. Over the decades, I revert back to astrology textbooks I was using in the 1970s and the 1980s, because this is about 40 years I've been studying this stuff now. And in the 1970s, there was very few astrology textbooks. There was the Astrologer's Handbook, and that talked of the time of the 1980s and 90s when Pluto moved into Scorpio as being transform or die. It talked of Pluto moving into Sagittarius as the end of religion and the start of a global unified approach to law and justice. And it talked of Pluto in Capricorn as being the time of world government. Now with Pluto halfway through Capricorn, with Saturn going to be in Capricorn in 1.5 to 2 years' time, with Jupiter going to be in Capricorn in 3.5 years' time, there's going to be this big grand conjunction in Capricorn in some 3 to 4 years' time of Jupiter, Saturn and Pluto all at the end of Capricorn. And whilst they all won't be in the same place at the same time, they'll all be very close to each other. And this is pointing to a major change in the way that our planet is run, to the way that the humans are governed, the nature of government. And it seems that despite the best will in the world, the potential for one form of global government is still so far away, because everyone wants power, everyone wants to be in control, everyone wants their political system or their religion to be the top dog, and there is no one unified approach coming. I still believe, however, that Pluto, all of this stuff coming up in Capricorn in a few years' time is going to bring the necessity for some type of much more communal and common approach to the way the planet is governed. It may be that some type of viral pandemic or some type of environmental degradation forces humans to cooperate in a much better way, and that's got to be good. Because any spacefaring species that's observing planet Earth at the moment is going to be putting us in quarantine. It may be interesting that the planet's at the far end of the galaxy, and the galaxy itself is at the pretty far end of the universe. We're pretty safely out of harm's way here. Seems to me that the time is coming where the first steps towards global government is going to have to come, and I suspect, once again, that some type of cryptocurrency, whether it be Bitcoin or something similar, will have to emerge out of a mix over the coming couple of years. And once we're all on the one currency, which will be an end to the dependency on the stock markets and the global exchange rates, once the economy of the planet is based around one currency, then it won't be that much of a step towards a global government. We shall see. The next 3 or 4 years will determine it, because if humanity has not sorted out its issues by 2020, 2021, the astrology of these times suggests that basically we're too late, and that then humanity will go into a downward spiral, and that'll be that. For within 300 or 400 years, we'll be basically extinct. Not a future I want to dream in for my great grandchildren. But anyway, it's full moon today. It's full moon in a few hours' time. So if you're in down south and you're on the other side of the world from where I am, and you can see the full moon, then go and have a good howl. Spare a thought for the people, those families, those who have been traumatised in the last couple of days by events in Europe. And catch you later. Have a good full moon. See you later, world. Bye.